What's up, y'all? This is TJ with Fake It or Make It. What we have in the shop today is a Yugoslavian made SKS rifle. And it does have an aftermarket synthetic Tapco stock on it with a collapsible buttstock. It's a good friend of mine's, and today I'm going to be going through this thing, cleaning it, checking everything out, make sure there's no issues with it. The way I came to figure out that this was a Yugoslavian SKS was during my quick slammed in research that I just did this morning. There's so many different variations of the SKS made by different countries at different times and all that stuff. I don't know too much about the SKS history and lineage and pedigree, but by way of elimination, I was able to figure out that this was a Yugoslavian made SKS from the year about 1971. So that being said, the one thing aside from the serial number that I was able to the information I was able to glean was the fact that if you see here that ladder front sight, and then it has this extra lug right here, that's for a grenade launcher attachment. So you could actually take and screw a grenade launcher on the end of this thing, use a specialized blank round, and you also have this rear V sight so you can get proper elevation to reach your target. And just from a really quick read, you have to shut off I think the gas block or something like that, and you have to operate the bolt manually to eject the blank round to put another blank round in there to fire another grenade, which is pretty cool because I really had no idea how much went into these little rifles and how much history they had. There's a lot of history, and it's really fascinating. Of course, the AK-47 and the AK variants get a lot more of the publicity, but this is actually a pretty cool little rifle. If this was mine, I would probably like to have it in the wood configuration just for nostalgia purposes, but I can see some of the benefits of having this synthetic setup. One, they say that the SKS have a really short length of pull, and so having an adjustable buttstock for larger guys would actually make it pretty nice. And some people prefer having the pistol grip right there, but at any rate, this is still a neat little rifle. This optic is just a cheap no-name brand, just a 1 power magnification. Actually, it's a 4x32, excuse me. Little scope on it. It's pretty neat. One of the things that we're going to do is get this thing cleaned up, check everything out, make sure all the cosmoline is off of it, because there's a lot of it. It seems really kind of gummy and kind of stiff. So we're going to check everything out, do a full tear down, and then my friend had asked me if I could do the modification on the bolt, which allows you to remove the magazine without having the bolt locked to the rear. You'd be able to take this magazine in and out, and you wouldn't have to pull the bolt all the way to the rear to do so. So this is going to be pretty neat. I've never had to actually work on one of these before, but one cool thing is they're very simplistic in their design, and this is going to be a real fun project. Going to be a lot of learning curve going on here. So let's get down to it, take this thing apart, clean it up, and see what we got going on. Let's go. Come on, right here. Come here. So to start off with, I knew I needed to disassemble the whole thing, and this was quickly done because this thing, these SKS models are really, really basic and really simple, and some of the hardware was kind of tore up, just from rough handling and rough installation, but overall it was coming apart pretty easily. This little particular rifle has a nickname of Popovka, and this is derived from a Serbian word for semi-automatic rifle, and that particular word in Serbian is about a 20-letter word, and with my southern accent, I'm scared that I would actually hurt myself trying to say it properly, so you'll just have to take my word for it. And Zavasta Arms is the ones who designed it, and it was designed in 1959 to about 1961. And the SKS under Zavasta Arms was produced from 1961 well into the 80s from what I found on Wikipedia. The Zavasta M59/66 PAP is identical in function and operation to the Soviet SKS in nearly every respect except its ability to launch a 22mm rifle grenade from its integral grenade launcher spigot mounted at the front of the barrel. That's quoted in the description off of Wikipedia. And the front ladder sight is to help you get your elevation and all that stuff, and the sight is normally locked in the folded position at the top of the gas block. And it says, quote, prior to firing a rifle grenade, the sight is unlocked by depressing the switch on the gas port. This action also closes off the gas port in the barrel, which prevents the semi-automatic action from being cycled while a grenade is being launched. The sight ladder may then be raised and locked into the vertical position. End quote. So that's a pretty interesting little bit of trivia on this particular rifle. And I would really like to see one of these little rifles with the original grenade launcher attachment on it, and I'll have to see if I can find some pictures of that and post them up. Again, according to Wikipedia, there was a commercial variant of the M59 and M59/66, and these were available to civilians in some post-Yugoslav republics. But the way you can tell that it was a commercial variant is it lacked the ability to fire grenades, and it did not have a bayonet available for it and no way to mount it. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're looking at these Yugoslavian SKS models. Here I'm just removing the trigger group, and I'm really anticipating finding a lot of filth and maybe leftover cosmoline and, but whenever I pulled it out, as you can see, it was in really good shape and it was really clean. And ironically, there wasn't a whole lot of wear. I figured on a rifle like this that there would be a lot of wear and tear and just a general abuse. Right here on the barrel, you can see I found a little bit more filth and maybe some cosmoline or some old grease that was left over from packing or something, but it cleaned up really easily, so that kind of begs the question if it was actually cosmoline or not, because with some acetone and some gun cleaner and other brake cleaner and stuff like that, it actually came off really easily. So that cleaned up really nicely. Here, I'm doing the bolt modification so that you can remove the magazine with the bolt forward. And you can actually do this pretty easily. Now, I know there are some purists out there that would advise against this, but I felt really confident in my ability to perform this modification. And I was just going really slowly with my grinder and my Dremel tool and constantly going over it with a wet rag and cooling the metal off so that it didn't get too hot and scorch the metal. And you can see that right here. It was a long process because I was really worried about getting the metal too hot, but once I got it all polished up and everything and kept the metal cool, it wasn't hard at all. And here I'm just going back together with the rifle itself, and these are really just bone simple rifles. They disassemble easily and they reassemble just as easy. So don't be afraid to take them apart and learn about them and just really kind of explore your rifles, even if it's an AR or a bolt action or anything like that. I wouldn't mess with some of the more critical things, but there's nothing wrong with learning how to tear down your rifles or your pistols. All right, y'all, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it.
If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, or any cool information about the SKS rifle, please leave them down in the comments section. I'd love to hear about it. Y'all get out there and y'all go shoot and enjoy your firearms in the Second Amendment. Y'all be safe and y'all come back now.